Welcome everyone, this is my Orthos Prime build, and as you can see, Ash is going to demonstrate our gameplay for us later. Look at the numbers. I am using Corrosive plus Blast, and when I talk about elementals, for anyone who's new to the game or doesn't understand it, when you combine two elementals, for instance, you have heat, cold, electric, and poison, you get certain responses from it. For instance, you'll notice corrosive is electric and poison. Heat and poison will give you gas. Cold and electric will give you magnetic. Uh, Heat and electric gives you radiation, and cold and poison gives you viral. And I like to run with corrosive and cold or corrosive and blast, just my personal preference that I like to use rather than have something separate for each faction. I find that either corrosive and cold or corrosive and blast is my pretty much go-to, no matter which faction I'm going to face. You also notice I have some pretty good numbers as far as the spin attack, leap attack, wall attack in the lower right-hand corner. The weapon does crit, and in the gameplay you'll notice that I get some pretty good numbers as far as anywhere from close to 6,000 as high as I've seen 13, 14,000, maybe a little higher in the gameplay that I'll show you in part two. Having explained all that, let us move on to the actual build and show you what mods I put on this. As you can see, I'm using Shimmering Blight, one of two stance mods for the Orthos and Orthos Prime, the other one being Bleeding Willow. As far as the mods, I'm using Fever Strike for extra poison, Focus Energy for electricity that will make my corrosive. Voltaic Strike gives me extra electricity plus 60% status. And Virulent Scourge, which gives me extra poison and another 60% status. I like to use Cold, so I throw a North Wind that will break the Corpus shields. In this case, I have also added with the Cold, Molten Impact gives me my fire damage, 90%, and that gives me my blast, which you saw in the numbers. And then I round it out with Pressure Point, 120% melee, Spoiled Strike gives me 100% damage, and I'm not really worried about the minus 20% on the attack speed. It's really negligible at this point. So having went through my build, you also notice I only took 2 Forma to do all this. In part 2, you'll see some gameplay where I get some pretty good crit numbers.